Здравствуйте, привет, and hello. Welcome to part 2 of the Russian alphabet series. It's a 3-part series, and this part is going to be all about the Russian consonants. So, as we discussed before, the Russian language has 33 letters. That includes 10 vowels, 21 consonants, and 2 silent letters. So we're going to go over the consonants one at a time. As usual, I want you to repeat after me and write each letter down so that you really commit it to your memory. Okay? So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay. Before we get to the rest of the consonants, out of the 21, there are 12 of them that come in pairs. They're hard and soft pairs. So we're going to go through these pairs first, and then we're going to go over the rest of the letters. So the first letter is B. It is the equivalent to the English B. Simple enough, B. And an example word is banan, which means banana. Banan. Repeat after me, banan. Okay? Now, the soft version of B is B, or the P sound. To help you better remember the way it's written, think of the Greek letter pi in math class, equals 3.14 approximately. That's how the letter P is written. In fact, if you know Greek letters, maybe, I don't know, you learned Greek, or perhaps you do a lot of math, that will help you because a lot of the Russian letters are written kind of like Greek letters. So anyway, this letter is B, and an example word is papa, which means dad. Papa. Papa. Okay, the next pair is V and F. So this is V. Be very careful. This looks like the English B, but you're going to have to train yourself to get used to reading this as V. So I know that can be confusing, but you'll get it with practice. Okay, this is V. And an example word is voda, which means water. Voda. Repeat after me. Voda. Okay, and the softer version of V is F, very similar to the Greek phi. So this is F. And an example word, just like the English photograph, the Russian fotografia. Fotografia. I'm sorry, fotografia. So fotografia. Fotografia. Okay, so the next letter is G, which is equivalent to the English hard G sound. G. G. And an example word is got, which means year. Got. Repeat after me. Got. And again, if you know Greek, this is very similar to the way the letter gamma is written. If you don't know Greek, well, now perhaps after you master Russian, maybe that will be your next language. Okay, now the softer version of G is K, or the K sound. K. Very simple, just like the English K. And an example word is kot, which means cat. Kot. Kot. Okay, the next pair is D. Okay, so D is pronounced just like the letter D. And don't be fooled by this scary appearance of the letter, it's actually really easy to write. Again, if you know Greek, it's kind of similar to delta, which looks a little bit like a triangle. But anyway, when you think of writing this letter, imagine a house. So you start by drawing the foundation of the house, and then on top of it, you draw the house itself. And this is very relevant. An example word is dom, which means house. So that'll be a good way to remember how to write the letter and an example word, dom. Repeat after me, dom. And then, of course, da. I have to throw that in because it's very common. How to say yes in Russian, you probably already know this. Da. Da. Okay. Now the soft version of de is, of course, the. So just like the English T. Very simple. And an example word is tort, which means cake. Tort. Tort. Okay. The next pair of letters is Z and S. So Z, just like the English Z. Z. Repeat after me. Z. And an example word is zont, which means umbrella. Zont. Zont. Okay. And the softer version of Z is, of course, S. So this is not like the English C, this is the Russian S, and it is always pronounced as an S. So this is going to be something that you'll need to get used to. This is S. And an example word is sok, which means juice. Repeat after me. Sok. Sok. Okay. And this next letter is tricky. And it looks scary, but don't be frightened. A very easy way to write it. Just draw an X and then a line down the middle. That's it. That's how it's written in print. You know, this looks a little bit fancier because it's typed, but this is how it's written in print. But the other reason why this letter is tricky is because of its pronunciation. It makes a sound that doesn't exist in the English language, but I will teach you how to say it. So the sound is zh. 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 Now to make this sound, think about how you make the S sound first. S. Now make the S sound and pull your tongue back. It should turn from S into sh, the SH sound. Sh. Right? Try it. Say S and then slowly pull your tongue back until you're making the SH sound. Now, to make this sound, same kind of thing, except make the letter Z first. Z. The Z sound. Z. Your tongue is in the forward position right behind your teeth. Z. Now I want you to pull it back while making that same sound. Z. It's going to slowly turn into the zh sound. Okay? If you didn't get it, just keep practicing, you will get it. So this is zh. And an example word is zhuk, bug. And I chose this because it looks a little bit like the letter itself. So that should help you remember it. Zh, an example, zhuk. Zhuk. Now, the softer version of zh is sha, the sh sound. So just like I said, just like you make the S sound, but then slowly pull your tongue back. Sh. So an example word is shorty, which means shorts. Shorty. Shorty. Okay, that's the last of our pairs. So now we're going to go to the unpaired letters. Now this is sha. It's very similar to sha, but try and see if you can hear the difference. The last letter was sha, and this is sha. Do you hear that? Sha, sha. It's okay if you can't hear it. You will get it with practice. Your ear is just not sensitive to these sounds because they don't exist in this way in English. But to make this sound, just make the sha sound, but raise your tongue to the roof of your mouth, closer to the palate of your mouth. And you should go from sha to sha. And an example word is щётка, which means brush. Щётка. Щётка. Okay, the next sound is called и краткая, which literally means a short E. So it's kind of halfway between a vowel and a consonant, but it's usually categorized as a consonant. And it's like a short E, but think of it as having a bit of a Y sound. So an example word is yoga, which means yoga. Yoga. So it's kind of like a Y sound in the beginning of the word. Yoga. Okay, the next letter is L. Very simple, just like in English. And in print, it's often written kind of like an upside down letter V, you know, just the top of a triangle without the bottom base. And this is the Russian L, and an example word is lampa, which means lamp. Lampa. Lampa. Okay, the next letter is M. Also very easy, just like in English, M. And an example, mama. 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 Okay, moving right along. This next letter is also very easy because it's just N, just like the English N, except it's written like the English H. So this is going to probably confuse you at first. That's okay. You will get it with practice. Try and think of this as the letter N. And an example is нет, which means no. Нет. Repeat after me. Нет. Okay. Next letter, again, confusing because it's different in English. This is the Russian R. Okay? So try and think of it not as a P, but as an R. But you have to roll the R. Okay? So it's R, 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 R. It's okay if you can't roll your R's. Believe it or not, there are some Russian native speakers, and not a small number, that can't roll their R's either. So, you know what? If you can't do it, just fake it. And then, you know, that's okay. On the other hand, if you are really interested in learning how to roll your R's, there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube that should help you out. Okay, so an example word is rot, which means mouth. So repeat after me, rot. Rot. Okay, the next letter is ha. Another example of a simple letter, but it might confuse you because it's written like the English X. Try and think of this as the ha. Okay, and all these letters that are written like a different English letter, I'm going to go over them at the end. There are only 4 of them, so it's not too bad for the consonants. So anyway, an example of ha is the word холод, which is the cold. холод. Repeat after me. холод. Okay, the next letter is ц. ц, just like the English TS put together. ц. ц. Might be hard at first, but you will get it with practice. Because again, this isn't a very common sound in English. Okay, and an example word is цвет, which means color. цвет. цвет. The next letter is че. che, just like the English CH sound. And an example word is check. check, which means the same thing in English. Check. Alright, now those were all of the letters, and as I promised you, at least all of the consonants, that is, and as I promised you, here are the 4 consonants that, although they're simple, they are written as a different English letter, so it could confuse you, and I want you to pay special attention to these and practice them and really keep them straight. Okay, so I'm going to give you lots of examples, and this should help you with your memorization. This is V. V. Some examples. Вода. Вода. That's water. Вода. Another example, волк, which means wolf. Волк. Волк. Another example, вино, which means wine. Вино. Repeat after me. Вино. And the final example, vodka. Of course, that drink that Russians are known for, vodka. Now, you'll notice that voda and vodka are written in almost the same way. There's just one extra letter in vodka, and that is because vodka used to be known as firewater. So, this word is vodka, and hopefully seeing all these different examples will help you to think of this letter as a V. Okay, the next letter is N. Try and remember this as N. And again, we'll go through many examples to help you remember this. So, there's the word нет, which means no. Repeat after me. Нет. 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 Another example is nos. Very similar to English. It means nose. Nos. Nos. Another example is нога, which means leg. Actually also means foot. Нога. Нога means leg or foot. And the last example, нота, which is a note. Нота. Нота. Like a musical note. Okay, third of the confusing letters. This is R, the rolling R. R. So some examples, рот, which means mouth. Рот. Рука, which means hand or arm. Рука. Робот, which is just like it sounds, robot. Робот. Робот. And then the last example, река, which means river. Река. Okay, and our last confusing letter, this is ha. Ha. Try to think of this as that H sound, ha. So, our examples, холод, which is the cold. Холод. Хорошо, which means good. This is a very common word and good for you to remember this. Хорошо. 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 Next word is халат, which means bathrobe. Халат. And your last example, ухо, which means ear. It has that ha sound in the middle. Ухо. Ухо. Okay. Give yourselves a round of applause for making it this far. This is the end of the consonants video, the second video in the 3-part series of the Russian alphabet. So we've gone over the 10 vowels and the 21 consonants. In the next video, we will go over the 2 silent sounds and do a review. So I will see you back when you're ready to watch the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.